Welcome back to FactFrenzy. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new series, 195 Facts about 195 Countries. We're kicking things off with a deep dive into the diverse and captivating countries of Africa. To ensure we cover everything thoroughly, we'll be dividing Africa into two parts. Don't miss out on this incredible journey around the globe. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Trust us, the most fascinating facts are yet to come. Let's embark on this adventure together. Number 1. Algeria. Algeria is the largest African nation, spread across more than 2 million square kilometers, but only about 10% of the country is actually inhabitable, with the rest being comprised of the Sahara Desert. Number 2. Angola. Luanda is the largest city in Angola and the country's capital city. It was recently voted as the most expensive city in Africa for expatriates. This is traceable to the wide gap of development between the capital city and other parts of Angola as a result of political upheaval and economic crisis. Number 3. Benin. With around 20,000 residents, Ganvi is Africa's largest lake village and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The town was erected on stilts in Lake Nukwe about 500 years ago by people evading being captured and sold into slavery. Over the years, the people of Ganvi have developed a thriving society with a network of more than 3,000 buildings, including a hospital, post office, school, mosque, church, and bank. The residents of Ganvi get around by boat and rely on underwater fencing to corral and farm different types of fish. Number 4. Botswana. Botswana is roughly the size of France, but instead of around 67 million people, it has only about 2 million. This means that the country has vast swaths of unpopulated wilderness in which the native flora and fauna of the country can flourish, and incredible landscapes from dramatic desert to the lush delta. Number 5. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso name translates as Land of the Honest Men. Capital of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. Written as Ouagadougou in the Moray dialect, it literally means, "You are welcome here at home with us." Definitely a welcoming country, I should say. Number 6. Burundi. In 2004, the Burundian resident Pierre Nkurunziza banned jogging. Why? During Burundi's long years of ethnic conflict, Burundians started a tradition of Saturday morning runs. To articulate fear and frustration with the tightening of government control, they would head out in a group and jog. Fearing it was a cover for subversion, the president banned it altogether. Number 7. Gabon. According to UNESCO, people have lived in Gabon since the Paleolithic, through the Neolithic and Iron Age, to the present-day Bantu and Pygmy peoples. The Pygmies settled here prehistorically during the Late Stone Age, and the Bantu-speaking migrants settled here during the Iron Age. The oldest reference to Pygmy people dates back to 2276 BC. They are known for their short stature and typically grow to less than 1.5 meters. Today, they represent around 0.3% of the population of Gabon. Number 8. Gambia. An unusual shape, the Gambia occupies a long, narrow strip of land that surrounds the Gambia River. At its narrowest, the country is just 15 miles wide, and at its widest, it is still only 30 miles wide. Its territory extends almost 300 miles from the Atlantic coast into the interior. Number 9. Ghana. The name Ghana means warrior king in the Soninka language. The name Ghana was adopted when the country gained independence in 1957. Inspired by the ancient Ghana Empire that existed in West Africa from the 6th to the 13th century, the Ghana Empire was known for its strong military and trade relations with North Africa and the Mediterranean world. The name Ghana reflects the country's rich history and cultural heritage, reminding its people of their past glories and achievements. Number 10. Guinea. For most people living in Guinea, a traditional healer is their first port of call when they get sick. Around 80% of sick Guineans will call practitioners of traditional medicine first. These healers, who mainly forage for remedies in the forest and call on divine powers to help cure the sick, have proven invaluable during serious outbreaks of life-threatening diseases, such as Ebola. Number 11. Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau is one of the poorest countries in the world. Out of 270 countries listed by the World Bank, only 21 have a smaller GDP than Guinea-Bissau, and those countries all have a population that is less than a tenth of Guinea-Bissau's. In 2020, Guinea-Bissau's GDP was 1.4 billion USD. About 70% of the population lives below the poverty line, earning less than the USD equivalent of $2 a day. The average person lives on one poor $40 a day. Number 12. Democratic Republic of Congo. There's a lot of confusion around the name of the Democratic Republic of Congo, also referred to as Dr. Congo, DRC, Congo-Kinshasa, or simply Congo. But this is different to the Republic of Congo, often referred to as ROC or simply Congo. These neighboring countries are separated by the Great Congo River and can also be distinguished by their colonial history. Number 13, Djibouti. Djibouti is home to Lake Assal, a world-renowned crater lake in the center of the country, is 10 times saltier than the sea. This makes it the second saltiest body of water in the world, after Don Juan Pond in Antarctica. Lake Assal is the lowest point in Africa and the third lowest point in the world after the Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee. Lake Assal is 155 meters below sea level. If you're finding these facts as intriguing as I am, why not show your appreciation by giving this video a thumbs up? Your likes help us reach more curious minds like yours. Number 14, Egypt. The Statue of Liberty was originally intended for the Suez Canal, when French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi first had the idea to build a statue of a peasant woman, dressed in robes and holding up a massive torch. He originally wanted it to stand at the entrance of Suez Canal with the name Egypt Bringing Light to Asia. Nothing came of the project, but Bartholdi persevered with his idea and was eventually commissioned to build the statue in New York Harbor. Liberty Enlightening the World was unveiled in 1876, 7 years after the Suez Canal was finished. Number 15, Equatorial Guinea. Its capital city, Malabo, is one of the only capital cities to not be located on the country's mainland. Malabo is on the island of Bioko, which is 20 miles from mainland Equatorial Guinea. The only other two countries in the world to not have their capital cities on the mainland are Denmark and Gambia. Number 16, Eritrea. Experts found one of the oldest human skeletons in the world in Eritrea. In 1998, an international team of paleoanthropologists discovered a 1 million-year-old skull in the Afar region of Eritrea. The remains bear traits of both the Homo erectus and Homo sapiens, which pushed back the development of modern human morphology by around 300,000 years. Until this discovery, the oldest fossils featuring human traits dates back 600,000 years. Number 17, Ethiopia. Ethiopia's calendar will surprise you. Sure, plenty of cultures have their own distinct calendars, especially for religious observation, but most all stay within 12 months. Ethiopia, however, observes 13 calendar months per year. This makes the Ethiopian calendar 7 years behind the rest of the world. Nonetheless, they've used it to their advantage with their tourism slogan being 13 months of sunshine. Number 18, Zambia. Zambia has the largest man-made lake in the world. Lake Kariba is the largest man-made lake and reservoir in the world by volume. It is 226 kilometers long and up to 40 kilometers wide in some places. Located along the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, it provides electricity to both countries. There's a thriving commercial fishing industry on Lake Kariba, but apart from fish, you'll also find Nile crocodiles and hippopotami living in the lake. Number 19, Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls is one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. Located in Zimbabwe and Zambia, this is the largest curtain of falling water in the world. The waterfall stands at an altitude of about 915 meters above mean sea level and is 1708 meters wide. UNESCO inscribed Victoria Falls on its World Heritage List because of both its geological and ecological importance. Zimbabwe also has 16 official languages. In fact, it holds the Guinness World Record for the country with the most official languages. Number 20, Cabo Verde. During the 20th century, Cabo Verde was hit by extreme droughts, which caused the deaths of around 200,000 people. The events provoked extensive emigration to the extent where today, more people with origins in Cape Verde live outside the country than inside it. The money sent back by émigrés and descendants is an important source of foreign currency. Number 21, Cameroon. It's home to Africa's oldest forest. The Korop National Park forest is 60 million years old, making it the oldest remaining forest in Africa. It's located in the southwestern province, near the Nigerian border. There are an estimated 4,509 herbs, 600 tree species and shrubs growing in the first. The forest is home to more than 100 species of mammals, 435 bird species, 170 species of reptiles and amphibians, and 140 kinds of fish. Number 22, Kenya. Slicing through Kenya from north to south is the Great Rift Valley, also known as the East African Rift Valley. It was formed more than 25 million years ago by geological tension in the Earth's crust and is approximately 6,500 kilometers long and 60 kilometers wide. The wide valley allowed for many lakes to form, creating unique habitats for the country's wildlife. Number 23. Union of the Comoros. The Comoros, officially the Union of the Comoros, is an archipelagic country made up of 3 islands in southeastern Africa, located at the northern end of the Mozambique Channel in the Indian Ocean. Its capital and largest city is Moroni. The volcanic islands of the Comorian archipelago have been called the Perfumed Islands for their fragrant plant life and are known for their great scenic beauty. Number 24. Côte d'Ivoire. Do not call it the Ivory Coast. In 1960, Ivory Coast gained independence under President Félix Houphouët-Boigny, who held power until his death in 1993. Following independence, the country was widely recognized as the Republic of the Ivory Coast. However, the government changed the name to République de Côte d'Ivoire in 1986. Despite the government's request not to, some English media outlets still use the English translation Ivory Coast and the Ivory Coast. Number 25. Lesotho. Home to highest altitude, pub in Africa. The Sani Mountain Lodge in the Sani Pass is 2,874 meters above sea level. The pub offers chilled beer, which welcomes you after diving the scenic pass all the way from South Africa. Lesotho boasts of having one of the highest literacy rates in Africa. About 85% population of adults in Lesotho are educated. Number 26. Liberia. Liberia has one of the world's youngest populations. The median age of the Liberian population is 18 years. By way of comparison, the median age of the population of Monaco, the world's most elderly country, is 55.4. In Liberia, more than 60% of the population is under the age of 25. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the fascinating facts about African countries. If you're hungry for more knowledge, don't forget to check out Part 2, where we continue our exploration of the remaining African nations. And of course, remember to subscribe to FactFrenzy for more captivating content. Until next time, keep discovering!